through some of these.
Yeah.
But make sure we give them the appropriate time. And it starts with FanDuel. You guys have heard us talk about FanDuel a lot. It is unquestionably America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, we have a little something different for you guys. Starting today through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with the YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime you want. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download America's #1 sportsbook. Couple roster moves from the Browns this morning. Andrew Berry and the Browns have released quarterback Tyler Huntley. They signed D'Onta Foreman back to the 53-man roster. They also signed Mike Ford yesterday, who was a special teams ace for the team.
To the practice squad.
I
mean, can he be an ace if he's not on the roster and nobody wanted him?
He was an ace last year. Was he still an ace this year? Yeah. We'll find out. But
He'll be up.
Are you surprised at the Huntley deal?
No, because I said I was consistently saying they weren't going to be able to get anything from a trade while you guys were talking about your trade nonsense.
We did not say
that. That's a lie.
That is not what we
reality
said.
On that.
What's that?
You are warping reality.
I said he would have no trade value. And I was right.
And we said that it's still smart for them to at least
test
the water.
Well, but I'm not complaining about anything they did. But you
making it seem like we said, oh, yeah, he's worth the 5th round pick.
Jason said he's worth the 3rd round pick the other day.
Whoa!
That was AI.
He did not. I'm kidding. That was AI Jason. AI Jason said, no, none of this is surprising. You knew Tyler Huntley was most likely going to be gone. Maybe we hoped you can get a 7th round pick for him. You couldn't, so they cut him.
Yeah.
And D'Onta Foreman's back, and now you have 3 quarterbacks, 3 running backs as you thought you would.
You knew you weren't going to. You knew more than likely no one was going to pick up D'Onta Foreman.
Right. Yeah. They probably had an unwritten agreement.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
They probably told him.
You wait, hold on to your 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You wait through cut downs.
Yeah.
See if you can get a bite. If you can't, you flip them, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, teams weren't ultimately. They weren't, I know there were some trades, but it's like teams were thinking, okay, well, you're going to cut him anyway.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Berry said, no, we're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks. But everybody knew they weren't going to do that.
Just wait it out.
Yeah. So
just wait, because you're not about to go into week 1 with 4 quarterbacks.
No, nobody does that.
Yeah.
So the big mystery is over, and now they're at 3-3. They're still at 2 tight ends, which is unusual.
The only way you would have gotten something for Tyler Huntley, and this is even far-fetched, is that you have fear that another team wouldn't sign to your team. But I don't know what the market is going to be for him anyway, so you probably could get him anyway. So
he could just end up back on the Browns practice squad. That wouldn't shock me.
It could be too, but why would you do that?
If you're him.
Both.
Well, why wouldn't the Browns do it?
For what?
You don't want a 4th quarterback around on the practice squad?
Well, you need DTR to take some type of reps in practice,
you want
right?
DTR.
You want him to get those scout team reps.
Okay.
Because Deshaun and Jameis is going to split. They're going to
fair point.
I was relieved to see that it was Huntley released and not a DTR trade. I would rather release Huntley and keep DTR than keep Huntley and trade DTR for a 6th.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So I was glad to see that it went that way because Zach, I know who Zach was talking. Like Zach was right that I think they fielded calls on all these guys.
Right.
Jameis, DTR.
Yeah.
Maybe not Huntley.
But
I think that they were trying to evaluate the market for each.
Right.
How high could they get of a pick, and it wound up being not worth. They would rather have the player than the pick and just cut the 4th guy.
One interesting note from the practice squad, they did not pick up Sione Ika.
I thought they did.
They did?
I don't know about that, actually. That's a good question.
Let me confirm. I'm pulling up the email from the Browns right now.
Okay. I know their original release was 12 of the 16 guys, and he was not on.
No, you are right. Siaki Ika was not picked up. Yeah, that's
I called him Sione.
I feel like did he get
you combine Sione Taki?
I think so.
Did anybody pick him up?
I don't think so.
Dillard's.
You need to cut that out. You need to stop. You dead wrong.
Him and Togi out here selling suits together.
Hey, there will be no Buckeye slander here.
No, there just was Buckeye slander.
No, he is just floating out in the abyss right now.
So did they sign 16 guys to the practice squad? Isn't it 16 now?
Is it 15 or 16?
Well, if you add Mike Ford to that at the moment.
I think the original list was 12.
I thought it was 15.
But I think they
signed 13 to the practice squad initially, and then they signed a tight end this morning and Mike Ford.
So
that's 15
so it looks like there's one spot left.
Do you want me to run through real quick the 15 practice squad players?
Sure.
defensive tackle Jawan Briggs, cornerback Tony Brown, wide receiver Jalen Darden, safety Christopher Edmonds, cornerback Justin Hardy Jr., who was one of the last cuts back on the practice squad, Jermaine Ifedi, Sam Kamara, Roy.
The international player.
He's the international pathway player. He's an offensive tackle. James Prochet, Winston Reed. They signed long snapper Rex Sanhara, who's from the area. Jason, do you have any concern about Charlie Hewlett for week 1?
I don't think so.
I feel like it's weird to have an extra long snapper on the practice squad, but
Lorenzo
Thompson and Michael Woods, plus Mike Ford, and then the tight end they signed this morning.
Yeah.
His name is, pull up the other email.
Random dude number 3.
Blake Whiteheart.
Of course it is.
There's your practice squad for the 2025 Cleveland
Well,
Browns.
get to know those names because some of them will be up
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the year.
Sure.
For sure. Some of those guys will be up.
First one off the list, Mike Ford, the guy they signed.
Well, the Ford one is interesting because I know he does bring a special teams element, but I do think he would be up over Justin and Tony because they trust him to go in the game and play corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the other two is just literally special teams.
Right.
Him, if Denzel or Martin went down, they would be fine putting him in there. And I don't know. Well, I guess Khalif Halassi would be the first choice right now, but he's actually been in there. He's made plays, so they can trust him, and he can do it on special teams. So that one was interesting to me that they went and got that. I'm surprised that they still kept Tony and Justin too, though. That's interesting.
Yeah. I know there was a pass rusher that G. Bush mentioned as the one guy he wanted the Browns to target. Do you remember that yesterday?
Yeah, he got picked up.
He got picked up by the Bengals. He got claimed, and the only reason I knew who he was is because
KJ Henry.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of him, but G. Bush had mentioned him yesterday, so it's like, oh, okay.
What was so good about it?
He led the preseason in quarterback pressure.
G. Bush was excited about him.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I took note of it.
Preseason, like I said, I've played in the preseason. I made a ton of plays in the preseason.
Yeah.
The regular season is a totally different game. It's totally different in the regular.
All right, Mike.